Hi, it's John Barnes. We recently did a review of this new offering from E-Flite for Model Aviation magazine. Thought we'd bring it out to the field today, get a little footage of it flying. General aviation aircraft don't always get a lot of love in the modeling world, so I'm pretty stoked to see E-Flite come out with this one because I really like general aviation airplanes. They're neat. We got a small field here in town. I like hanging out there sometimes, just watching the traffic and the pattern. So to see this one was cool. If you look at this plane, they did a really good job. Hard to believe this is foam. It's got this really neat pearlescent paint job on it. It's a pretty authentic paint scheme. I like what they did with all the little scale goodies here. You got like steps, antennas, more scale features up on the top here. It just lends a nice realistic feel to this model. Also, full set of navigation lights and strobes. One on the belly here, landing lights on the leading edges of the wings out at the tips here, and they look great. At nighttime, foggy weather, you can really see them. Super high visibility. I've pushed it, flying well beyond when I would fly most models into the dusk, thanks to these lights. They really make it easy to see what's going on. Something else that E-Flite did with this model that I really like, good engineering I would say, is battery placement. So many of our models, you know, the batteries go all the way up here in the nose, and when you're trying to get the CG right, you've only got so much space that you can slide them back and forth sometimes, or if you want to go to a bigger pack, then the model's too nose heavy and you can't get it back far enough. Check out the battery placement on this model. Right on the CG almost. Right here midships. You gotta love that. Now they recommend a 3-cell 2200 or so with this plane. That's what I've been flying it on. But there's plenty of room to go bigger. I think they say you can go up to a 3-cell 3200 even, recommended. No problem fitting it in there. If you need to make a slight adjustment to hit your CG, it can do it. Not a problem. Something else that's really nicely done on this model, look at these scale Fowler flaps. They did a nice job. Gapless Fowler flaps here. Look at that. That is so cool. And it looks great, all dirty in the pattern with those flaps down. Now there is one little thing that I would take issue with. It's pretty minor. I had a hard time finding anything about this model that I really didn't like. But again, I confess I'm a general aviation buff. One thing I didn't really like though is, this is great. The canopy comes completely off. You can get in there and work. It's even got a canopy light that kind of is like a convenience light when you're putting a battery in the dark hours right here. You got plenty of light to work with. When the canopy is in place, it lights up the inside of the canopy. Nice positive attachment with the canopy. Here's my wee gripe, and it's pretty small, I'll admit. With this canopy in place, you got a pretty big gap up here. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. It's bigger than I personally would like. Maybe the molds or something, there was just a slight problem. Same deal here at the back, you know, pretty good sized gap. You can kind of shift the canopy forward and aft, split the difference, but yeah, it's just a little bigger gap than I'd like to see. Detracts a little bit from the scale realism, but honestly, if that's the only thing I can say bad about this plane, I think we're doing pretty good. You can pull off easy access to the motor here. This entire section pops off, not a problem. Wheel pants. The other thing you have to note about this plane is it's recommended 3S operation, but a clubmate told me go 4S, it'll be fine. Now, you do that, granted you're hedging your bets on the ESC, but I have flown it on 4S. It wakes it up, it takes it to a whole new level, makes it quite the speedster in the air. I watch my throttle use. I don't want to push that ESC. It could be rated to handle 4S, I'm not sure, but yeah, 3S it's fine. Flies really scale, has pretty good vertical punch out. Of course, it's not unlimited on 3S, but The 4S, wow, that extra cell makes a big difference. So why don't we put this thing up in the air? We'll let you see what it looks like. Bright day like today, you can still see the lights. I think we have some footage to show you too, flying on a really foggy morning. So great model from E-Flite.